This will be a weird one. We probably just play the trick to get 2 creatures, honestly. So they might counter this one. I still think it's acceptable, but I would really love them to not counter this one. That would give us a bit of a foothold in this game. Unfortunate, but this is a different counter spell than I expected. We didn't really see too many cards. I will go like this. Because if our opponent plays like this could be just a Dimir control deck. So, a little bit on the scary side. What are you? Do they have Zombify in the deck? It definitely feels like it. Alright, so what can we do? We definitely want to get rid of this guy. And with double shoot the sheriff, it should be good enough. This is our turn to strike before they untap. So very rough opening for us. As you can see, our opponent on turn 4 literally unscathed. That's more or less how it's said. But still, we can at least answer their next play. It feels like Reanimator deck, but not exactly sure. Maybe they use Graveyard with in some different way. So we need to keep pushing the damage. Oh, the Curiosity is such a big play. But if we do it now, it will never survive. So I think we need to keep pushing. That's why it was so important to have some foothold in the game. So we force them to react. Maybe we... Okay. First things first. We go for this. And we give them the decision. But do we go for Curiosity right now? I think some huge creature will drop. No, Emmet. I think we can just try to play a dance step. We have a lot of flash threats, so I think we can just sneak this maybe, force them to react and go from there. Yep, this is why I didn't want to tap out. So now, we need to make a play. We could counter spell it with the Tidebinder, or we can just go shoot the sheriff, which is kinda what I prefer here. Let's go, before we go into combat phase. This needs to work. Alright, it did. So far so good. Cecil, a little bit late, but pretty solid. We know they cannot do much here. So do we want to draw cards and hope that we can fight this board? This will be a 5-5. They also need another zombie fight. I think it's worth the risk. We don't have more removal, so we just go with this. We swing, and we get some cards, so we can hopefully refuel. So this turn is where our opponent can hit super hard, and we need to kinda survive it. Yeah, let's go, Cecil. This will be a little bit better on the next turn. I would love to have this bat earlier so I can prepare the play. So now probably Arden will come into battlefield and get something super scary, and we need to literally race it. Or answer it. With Trajectory, it could work, right? We know they didn't have 2 mana interaction before, so hopefully that's the last play. This is very powerful, of course, but it's only 9/9 in stats. This is something we probably can handle during the game, especially that we are doing more cards than our opponent. So honestly, for a reanimation turn, not the end of the world. We could even try to kill it. I think they have no removal, honestly. So we could just go with both. Kill it. How do we deal with it otherwise? This has to hit Arden, right? And we only draw 2 cards? I'll be honest, I think it's okay. Oh no, they have something? No, this is ordering. Alright. Because this whole play relied on our opponent not having 2 mana removal, and I only did it because they didn't have it before. So, you know, a little bit of a risky play on a risky play. So we can swing call and see if they react. I'll take it. Don't forget we are getting tons of cards. And if they trade, I'm super happy because we are still drawing cards. We still get the effect. I could probably save the Curiosity, but I don't super care. I much rather keep it for, you know, some more creatures. The most important part of Curiosity is the enchantment part. Now we can go for the bat and try to mess their plays for the next turns. Oh boy. Well, you are not getting this one. Well, this is definitely a hand that can happen. Do we just go Tidebinder? I think so. Let's go. This means that on the next turn we will hit super hard, draw 4 cards, and our opponent has 1 draw to change it. They can use 3 mana to cycle cards, so this is a little bit... Oh my god, this is a really good hit. Oh my god, this is a really good hit. They got everything back. Alright, how can we need to get this going, somehow. So we could maybe attack, then they block, then we kill it, and then we go bat, and force them to draw so well again. I think this is a good play. Let's swing. They have to block, like, this is too much damage. So this is fine. Now, the permanent has left the battlefield. So now we can answer it, which is super nice. All of this because their last draw was so incredibly good. So as you can see, we need to invest quite a lot to beat it. I mean, I will take it again. So we got situation to exactly the same spot as before, and we are like, okay, now please don't draw so well. So I will play the bat literally to draw more cards on the next turns. Because with 3 steps ahead 3 times, I mean definitely 3 steps ahead, we cannot really change the play, at least for now. So let's see what they draw. This is super important. Maybe potentially nothing. How much we need all the mana on this turn. Let's play this. Let's swing. I'm not going for the Reef yet, because I probably will hit with another Curiosity. If we can secure so many cards, even if they reanimate, we can probably beat them. So I will... Well, we know they have a counter spell. So I guess we just draw cards. We'll play it when they tap. 3 cards should be enough. We are back to 7. Hopefully have some more interaction, because I kinda want to mess with our opponent, but we don't have too many ways. Alright, this is a nice one. This prevents reanimate. Okay, good. So now we could even try to make plays. If we play Curiosity, they will counter it, right? And then we Phantom Interference, and we force them to win the game on this. I think this is good. I think this is good enough. This is such a bait. We know that our opponent has the perfect spell, so I'm kinda risking here. They went the Greed Lord mode. Alright, I'll take it. This is how we solve basically the last counter spell they have. Those 2 random cards from the top will probably decide the game. Right now we are winning super hard, but it can change with 1 good draw, so let's see. Alright, oh man, this is huge. This is actually huge. This could be the turn for the Reef. Yeah, let's go. We will have 3 mana, so we can go for the Tidebinder. This is maximum damage, and we force them to react instantly. On 1 card, they cannot answer everything. They can only answer probably 1 biggest thing. You know what? I will mill myself, because this is Reanimator deck, and I'm not sure if we hit the worst part yet of this deck. So we could counter it if we want, forcing them to go for another fish. But I guess we can still do this when this hits. I honestly think this is good enough. Let's go. I don't think they have cards that win on 1 turn, so we go for Fountain Port, we counter it, they don't have 1 fish, and now we hit super hard and we refill the whole hand basically. Hopefully with some counter spells, and they're down to 2, so now everything kills them, and this is the power of this deck if you play patiently. Oh man, and we didn't even draw Kaito, which is like the main thing of this whole deck, so should be nice. Alright, here's the counter spell. Reef is nice. Starting Town is probably the worst one. Let's go for the lands. So we have already what? 3, 4. And let's go for Nowhere to Run, I guess. Yeah, this should be good. With this, I think we can answer the horror. Yeah, exactly. I was literally thinking about this card, and I was like, when you play those cards for Reanimator, Valkavoth seems pretty good, but I wasn't sure if they play it. So we can just shoot the Sheriff. Do we have enough? I mean, yeah. But let's play it optimally. First, we go for the Bat. We see the last card. If you are... Oh, that was another counter spell. Alright. We target Valgavoth so they don't life gain, of course. I could also do it the opposite way and kill my creature that they will block. I appreciate it, man. And we will sacrifice 3 permanents. One, I guess the one with Refute, and this one. So we deal the most damage. Of course, Valgavoth dies, and now we swing, and that's 9 damage. It was not easy, but we did it. Alright, our opponent is going first, which normally can be rough, but with the new card, Tragic Trajectory, it's actually not a problem. So yeah, I think we just play on curve. It's too important. We can pay life to get better value. And this so they can get it to 2-3, which means that Trajectory doesn't kill it. You can activate this mode with -10 later. Yeah, they would actually get it, but it's not worth the risk. And now we have basically driver's seat here. Like, this card completely changed the game so far. And now we can start interrupting them, life gaining, and basically getting a little bit ahead. Oh my god, we destroyed it, man. They actually have no place. If they don't... Okay, this is a really good draw by them, because if they didn't draw a creature, that's a full turn wasted. But still, even with this, I think we're in a really nice spot. They cannot get flying. Yeah, we definitely hit, and we see what they will do. Alright, this goes around hexproof, don't forget, so we should be completely fine. I will probably remove this in response to them playing stuff, so I think we're... Oh my god, this is incredible draw. This is absolutely the best they could get. Sorry, into Passage. So this is incredibly good. And we actually cannot prevent it in any way, because it dropped. You have no priority, then they play the land, you still don't have really priority, and this is the first moment we can do something, but if we kill it, then they crack it in response and they still get all the triggers. So incredibly rough ordering for us. This draw got our opponent back into the game. So, I think we have to roll with it. We will just use hard removal on this one. And now, when they crack this is where we strike, because now we get a little bit of extra value. This is how we need to do it. So at least we prevent 1 trigger and we get rid of this guy. So honestly, even the situation was a little bit rough there. I think we kind of solved it. And they also don't have mana for the Veil, which of course could... Well, I guess they could put the counter, but it's a 4-3 then. So we still kill. Because of course this goes around hexproof, as we all know. So we could... They still have Veil, but we can ignore it. So I think this should be the moment to go for the shoot the Sheriff. There's no way they will do another one, right? We can just do it later, I guess. So let's swing. Because we can make the same play. They won't draw anything better than the Veil. So it's kind of the same, I guess. So that means maybe we can make a better decision. Maybe we can Tidebind something, which would be nice. Oh my... This guy draws, you know? Well, this is incredibly good. We also cannot prevent it, because it all happens instantly. However, we could counter something. So... Man, this is rough. Honestly, those 2 draws were incredible. I can counter it, but it's not amazing. If they crack the Passage... Yeah, I think that's the best. Let's just go with this one. Right, so of course they crack it in response, hit us super hard, but then we remove finally the last card, and I'll tell you, it really shouldn't be enough. Yep, you can. Good job. Listen, I fell for it many times, so I cannot say a word here. You get the veterans on the channel know. Oh, this is nice. I don't really want to give them the Hydra. That's the problem. So, I could go for the trick. I can sneak Kaito, but then they play Hydra, which is horrible for us. So I think I just play the trick. I would love to have Kaito in board, but it's such a problem here. Alright, this is okay. So they're trying to put as many counters on Chocobo as possible, which is honestly really good for us, because that means They probably don't have another creature and they're going all in on this one. So first we will tap it, then we will kill it, and then we will see. Here's the trick. Bro, they still going. They still going. They still didn't crack the case, you know? Our opponent does not have a clue token. Yep. It's more fun because I did it the same way. So now we can just kill it, right? At this point, I don't think there's any way around it. Do we pay life? This is a tricky one. I think we do. I think it's better this way. And we have some life gain. So we swing all. I don't think the druid alone can kill us, and I really hope... Man, they just keep drawing those cards. Like, it's incredible. Like, they should whiff like many turns ago, and they keep drawing one creature, and it's relevant creature every single turn. So this is like, this draw is like way above, you know, above what I'm playing around. And we are mana screwed on top of this. So this will be a little bit rough. I think we can just disable the bill and try to trade against those, I guess. It's not amazing, but this is the best we have right now. I don't think I can raise them. Yeah, really rough hand. Of course we are... Maybe I should just flash Kaito. Not sure, because I still want to have some interaction. I want to make sure we have either Counterspell or Tishana, so if they get land like this, exactly, we can counter it. And this gives us basically removal on their 2-drop. Unfortunately, it's the land that can, you know, instantly crack itself, so they still got some value. They didn't order it correctly, I believe, right? They could put the counter first and then double the counter. So that would be a little bit better, so they wasted one counter. But we still need to roll with it, you know? We can do some good magic. So I can kill this guy, then I can trade here, I can take damage, and then we go Kaito. The only problem is this Hydra under the bat. But I think so far we are solving basically everything. It's just this one creeper. 4-drop! Of course it's a 4-drop. Oh my god, this is so bad. Well, that means we have to go with the Hydra now. Well, this is the play. Honestly, we were so winning, and the draws from the top completely reversed the whole game. Our opponent got 3 bombs, and we got 3 mana scrolls. So, definitely on the rough side. Unfortunately, I don't really have a choice. I need to tap this one, so the Kaito survives for the next turn, and then we will see. And now they got the Hydra, the card they wanted from the start. But at least we get stuff, so maybe we can salvage it. Alright, how do we do it? I honestly think we just go for maximum damage. We need to close this game here. And I think we can, especially with Counterspell. It's not greatest Counterspell, but good enough. And we can always go for Curiosity. If they attack, we can trade against this probably. This one is only stunned, so we need to be quick. They have 1 draw, and I don't think they can do it, man. Bushwhack. They can find the land, get it to 4-4 and swing, which is theoretically far, but at the same time, it also means we trade. Oh, they went for Kaito instead of face. Well, that's an interesting... I wonder if they play around Curiosity. But I'll take it. I'll take it. We solved the last problem. And Kaito is still here. We can even play another one. But we'll see how to play this. Okay, this is a nice draw. So, right now, all we need is the right card, I think. Which means... I guess we can just swing here. We draw a card and we see what we hit. Man, very close game for all the weird reasons. Okay, this is perfect. This is the type of card I wanted. So now we can surveil, fix our mana after the game kinda ended. But this gives us all the options. So we get Siren. We will remove the creature just to make sure they cannot make any shenanigans. And we also go for the bat, so we have 2 flyers for 2 damage, even if we whiff on the map token. So wonky game for sure, but definitely entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we got our win, and we are back to top 200. Doesn't really change the game plan. Like, we will still play the Siren. Of course, our opponent is playing live game, so this can be a little bit rough. Maybe we'll have to remove the 2-drop. I'm not still sure. Do we want black mana? Not really, so we can place the starting town. I think we have to go with the Drowner, and that will be a little bit rough. So we don't really want to pay 4 mana in total for removal, because first you need to play this, it taps a creature, and then you need to pay another 2 mana to get rid of it. So we trade 4 mana, basically our whole turn and whole new turn against this. Maybe we just use the Tidebinder, honestly. Then we can prevent the triggers, right? So that could be good enough. That could be good enough. We could even try to trade. So our opponent expects some flash creature, so they didn't attack with Sanctifier. And we'll prove them right by going for the Drowner. A little bit of a problem here. We will spend the whole next... Okay, never mind, that just saved us a lot of problems. So now we can go for nowhere to run on this. Okay, this is kinda huge. So we go for the map. Air will always go through unless they get the Channeler. But this one is so good at defending, so I think we'll just put the counter here and try to go more, for more beefy stats. Didn't really work out. Right, we attack like this and we see if they block. I'm kinda curious, they didn't, so they take some damage. And I mean, we just go nowhere to run. We could wait turn, but then they pump it more. Yeah. Alright, so my idea... Okay, sorry, I'm all over the place because I want to make sure that it works. So we need to hit it while they cannot live gain. This deck is all about sorcerer speed, so we can, hit them in between turns, which means that they don't really know the situation and they play the live gainers while they have nothing that, benefits from it. However, they still have the ley line, and it might be a little bit of a problem. At least we will probably draw cards. So, of course, they can scry. It's kind of important. They probably both need a land and some big creature. And we can swing if we want. Let's go with the Sanctuary. They have seen it and we can always activate it. Of course, we kinda want to go for Curiosity here. Honestly, I think we can just trade creatures. If they go for blocks, I'll take it. I wonder if they know that Curiosity might be the option, because that, forces a block very quickly. And this is huge. So we get a huge creature in the board, and we get 5 cards in total, and we'll go to 6, and potentially even more on the next turns. Kaito, a little bit late, but, always a good creature. Now we have ways to answer stuff. Alright, this is painful, but you know what? I think we can do with it. Like, the fact that they cannot attack with Sanctifier gives us a lot of time. And now we can sneak Kaito. And what do? We just draw a card, I guess? And then go Drowner on something? I think that's good enough, honestly. We need to keep attacking them so they don't activate the ley line. No blockers, probably, because they don't want to trade. Yeah, I cannot pay the word. I need 6 mana for this one. And I play the land. So very man, no way. Well, this is incredibly massive. Alright, I will absolutely take Kaito then. I wonder what they have that they went for this decision. They get some life gain, but they also take more damage. We get the cat back, and now we can either stun a creature for a long time, or just keep drawing cards, which is really nice. I think we go for this, honestly. I can also see the argument for the emblem, because then we can push more damage, which makes Leyline worse. Alright, definitely Phantom Interference. Do we want to go for the Siren here? No, we go for the Drowner. Do we? Siren can potentially get to a 2-2, which means it can block, and they cannot life gain to 27. Honestly, we can draw the counter spell on the next turn. Alright, so this is a lot of mind games that is happening right now. Because now we can show... Oh, I drew it. Scrap that. No mind games here. So my idea was to not show this counter spell, because now they know to play around it. But I think having a 2-2 is still a big deal. Yeah, so honestly I didn't have a way to, you know, make this play, so it's still all fine. But now they have a very hard situation. They need to push like 2-3 cards, and they cannot really, I think. Like, they had strong opening, but we broke the only part that mattered. Now they have the channeler, but they need time to activate it, and we have ways to, you know, go around it. Bat is the better one, because it also scries. See, this Siren was... Oh my god, I didn't... Okay, I'll be honest. I will be an oopsie. I didn't realize that they will go to exactly 27 on this one. But don't you worry, we will win this game. But very nice play by our opponent. So we can tap the channeler, which seems to be a great play. And it also shows you how powerful the deck is, that you can still win very easily. So we tap this guy. We'll shuffle it later, see? But that, our opponent did very nice play, have to admit. Alright, we're going first. This is an interesting one. This map token from Siren will be pretty massive. Like, I kid you not, the fact that we can get a bit of a selection and potentially an extra land is huge, because we need lands, we need counter spells, removal, and probably Kaito, just to, you know, for a good measure. They played the land, and I think they skipped instantly, so I think they don't have Burst Lightning. That's super important here. But I guess we can just go with the Drowner. Yeah, they don't have it. That's important. You always want to know if they have Burst Lightning, because card is so good at basically trading against 2-drop. This is unfortunate. We cannot interact with the Slick Shot. So I honestly think we need to push damage. We'll use the map token. Let's see what... Oh, this is such a bad draw. This one is really bad. So we'll go for the Siren. I could leave the Siren. Okay, this is nice. Not useful yet, but it will be later. And this one is tapped. So, I mean, let's swing. We could use Siren to block the Slick Shot, but I don't think we need to... Like, it probably won't kill us already. And when they drop it, then we might think about defending. And they, man, did they just draw it on... Yeah, I think that this must be a new card, but I'm not sure. Maybe I missed it. But it feels like a new card. Alright, this is good. We are at 12, which is honestly kinda high. This one doesn't have flying. The turn is super awkward. Just because we have a best 4 mana play, we want to go for trajectory on the next turn. But then that means we probably die. It doesn't seem like a great strategy. Well, this is basically a 4 mana removal. But what can you do? At least the Drowner has Vigilance, so we can attack while also defending a little bit. I literally don't think we can afford to keep Slick Shot in the board. So this would be already 2 extra damage, so we would be at 7, 6. Yeah. You know, alright, let's go with this one. Fair. Whoa. Man, I got so excited my headphones fell off. By the way, I just realized that I'm recording since like 2 years on headphones that one of them is broken. I never bought the new one because it's half working, right? So it's kinda okay. And my right one is completely like silent since years. I forgot how it is to, you know, have the sound in the right one when I'm recording. So, we get some new cards. Okay, so this, they need to kill us here. If we can... Okay, we survived. This, yeah, I'll give him... Even though it's a mono-red opponent, alright? The mana screws always hurt every deck. However, I'm kinda surprised because this deck can play basically everything on 2 lands. So this means they have probably the dragons. Now we set up with the counter spells. Yeah, that's game. Let's give him... Yeah, our opponent probably has full hand of Nova Drakes. Dragons, and the Nemesis probably. Well. Dimir in new version with a little bit of new cards. This is probably the closest you will get to budget decks on this channel. if you don't have too many new cards, this deck might just do it for you, because those are uncommons. We still have Watery Grave, of course, but you can always switch it to basics. Not the biggest difference in the world, so, you know, maybe you don't need to craft any of the new cards and still rock absolute crazy win rate. I will show my results, but this is right now like a top tier meta deck, and I've seen players at our top ranks. Don't want to spoil anything, but believe me, top ranks, just the grinding with this Dimir, and it works. So, before we go into the final part of the video, our absolute legend for today is none other than Blob Zombie, our great friend of the channel and absolute pan master that you probably know if you're watching this channel. So my friend, this absolutely action-packed Dimir is for you. I hope you enjoyed this one, and yeah, thank you for supporting the channel and always making it a better place. It is really appreciated, so hope you're having a blast today. And yeah, about the deck, honestly, I kinda like it. It's great combination of a control and aggro deck, so if you don't want to go mono red, which I can absolutely understand, this is probably a good middle ground to go a little bit controlish, but also, you know, quick, fast games, and this deck is absolutely deadly, especially with Kaito, and with the new addition you also have very nice removal that, contrary to the previous removal of 1 mana like cut downs and stabs and stuff like this and disfigures, this one actually can hit the big creatures, and it is basically 1 mana removal that can hit basically every creature, and you make sure that the creatures die, so don't you worry. Oh, and finally I forgot to tell you the stats. Well, I went 4-0, I just won every single game I played. To be fair, our opponents had some mana screws, but we won our mana screw game, so, you know, I'll take it. The average win rate for this one, I believe, is 55 or 56% in like thousands of games, so very, very solid. And yeah, that's it for the stats. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to all the patrons that allowed this video to happen. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support as well. And yeah, that's it for today. Hope you had a blast, and see you guys tomorrow.